video will give you an introduction about analyzing datasets with pivot tables. Whatever the dataset contains, the analyst needs to be able to quickly characterize it into useful groups, summarize it in various ways, and make calculations from the data. Ultimately, the results will need to be presented in the report. Excel has a number of tools that can help, but our focus will be on pivot tables. A pivot table is an more flexible data structure that allows the analyst to quickly slice and dice the data set into a useful report. For example, if you want to group all of those mutual funds by investment type, for example, stocks, bonds, and etc. Show the year-to-date return for each fund, and then calculate the average return by investment type. A pivot table makes this task fast and easy. Even though the original data set isn't sorted in that manner, furthermore, it is easy to rearrange the pivot table to organize and present the same data differently, perhaps by fund families instead of investment type. So now we have a raw data set here. So these are the ETFs in the market. So, and the second one is the symbol. And column C is the issuer, where we have BlackRock, State Street, and ProShares. There are brands, ETF structure, whether it's an ETF or an ETN, launch day, first trade, asset classes, and etc. So there are returns in the following as well. So now, if I want to sort this, I want to create a data table, okay? So first, if I want to have some headings, so I will press Control T, and I click OK. So I will have all this top row, allowing me to select a specific fund name. So next, if I want to create a pivot table, I'll go to Insert, Pivot Table, and you can now choose to create a pivot table in the new worksheet or existing worksheet. Now, I normally will go for a new worksheet. And then you'll pump into this new worksheet. So you're allowed to choose a couple of different variables to be placed into this pivot table. Now here's an example. So this is a pivot table, and it is built based on these criteria. So we have filters for brand, and then row is the ETF name, and value is the 2018 return. This is because you only want to see this ETF that did pretty well in 2018 to look at the average 2018 return by brand name. So you want to filter the brand. So here I'm only choosing ProShare, but actually you can change this to other brand name as well. For the values, you want to drag the 2018 return here so that it will report the 2018 returns. And it is reporting the average 2018 return. This is a simple example using pivot table to categorize data into groups. Now you can play around with these examples in the Excel file provided on Canvas. To show you how powerful pivot table is, here is an example of Excel dashboard of a financial statement. Now you can see all those single elements in this Excel dashboard is created by pivot table. Pivot table generates tables and also chart, bar, and trend. Now it's time for you to go and practice using pivot table.